YouTube! How's it going, guys? You good? You're looking good. Welcomes to the video. Welcome to TPB's, Tech-Bodge Emporium. In this one, guys, it's going to be a pretty quick video. We're just going to be upgrading this. But I also want to talk to you about, if you're a mouse and keyboard player, I personally would say that this is the best option out there for a low budget that is going to make an actual feeling difference to your gaming. And I don't mean this like shark attack thing or attack shark or whatever it was called. I mean the upgrade, and that's these glass mouse skates. It's going to start looking like I'm sponsored by Talon Games, but I promise you I am not. I've bought all of these. I just use these because I tried them. They're good, and you know they're literally like 5-10 quid cheaper than their competition. So what is it, Super Glide? They're usually like 25-30 quid. These are like 17-20 quid, depending on you know what mouse you're using. But these universal ones are like 17 quid, and you could turn around and be like, well, if you put new feet on that, why didn't you just get a better one in the first place? And I'm just gonna say that these things here, the only real other ones that I see, maybe there's a pattern in place, are the Delta hubs. And their cheapest one is 34 quid. And I paid like £8.50 or something daft for this. And these are like 17 quid. So I'm at like 26.50, 27 quid. And they're 35 quid. And they've got PTFE feet. And I'm saying right now that glass feet, if you're using cloth as a mouse mat, your standard classic mouse mat, or some sort of cloth, glass feet are the best thing. They make it so silky smooth. So yeah, we're going to be putting these onto here, yeah. Should we just get on with it? Like there's not much of a video. This was supposed to be out yesterday, but I was editing a video that was supposed to be out yesterday, but then it took far more editing and I've got to do some other stuff for it. So then I was going to film this one quickly yesterday to get it out to you, and it just didn't happen. So we're going to do it now. So yeah, should we get to putting these feet on? Yeah, we're going to have to make a little modification to how the feet go on. But yeah, let's get to it, shall we? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share. Right, I was a little premature. Sorry I robbed you of the glory of the feet coming off, but I thought I'd cut them flush and kind of use the spots, but I want to do something different. So if you can see that front edge here is like super shiny. That means that's been making contact whilst I've been using it as well. Like, so I want to reposition the feet on this. So that's what we're going to do, but I have already removed the old feet. I was supposed to do that on film, but I didn't. But as always, in the packaging, these are the universal dots I used previously for my son's G305. I've also I did do mine. They just feel so much nicer and they look cool. I like the yellow. So we're going to be repositioning these dots so they make sense in my head, I suppose. I'm going to use tweezers because last time I touched one with these gloves it was bad news. But basically I'm not, because these are indented, and what I found out from my 305, because I put one here because I had one spare, obviously with this pack, and because that's quite a shallow dot there, yeah, it doesn't feel nice. It scratches because it's off height. So what I want to do is I want them all to be at the same height. So I'm not going to put them in those holes. So we're going to put them in close. Right guys, so that, you just, when you put these on, just get them into the position you want, and then you got to give them a bit of pressure. We'll do overall pressure, but that should essentially give me a completely different, that's different. It was quite scratchy with the original feet, and then when I rubbed them down, it was better, but it wasn't perfect. And I think now that we've got them running across the front here, it's also going to alleviate that rubbing that obviously was happening, because you can see how shiny it is on this front edge with just the feet around the outside. So I feel like this is going to really spread the load a bit better across glass feet, and it should make a lot more of a smoother glide. But also, I'm obviously showing that these things are genuinely universal, you know. But I'm not going to look under there, like, but I'm happy with it. Like, it looks sort of like I've spread the load out properly. So there's nothing to it but to try it, is there? So, yeah, guys, this. Oh, look at it. It wants to just spin there. It's nice. Let me get these off. We have been expecting you, Mr. Bond. So yeah, guys, as I said, to me, one of the cheapest upgrades as a mouse and keyboard player you can do for your setup that is going to genuinely give you a different feel. I've got to get this fucking chain off. It keeps grabbing, like, it's grabbing at something. Let me just take this chain off, because I feel like it's just so that I know it's not that. Where is it? All right, okay guys, this is the next day. Yes, I'm still late, but I'll have another video out for you a little later on, having a look at DLSS 4.5. That waited because I wanted to test something quickly. Turned out it was great, so we're gonna have a look at that in a bit. But just to square off on this, I actually had to revert to filling these in with the dimples, and what I've also done is I took some 2000 grit wet and dry, and I went round the very edge of this thing, because it had a little bit of a sharp edge, which, because there's a slight sponginess to a desk mat, it was catching just slightly, and I didn't notice until I was on the glass feet. I had to put these into these recesses because these feet obviously are designed to be in a recess. If I was on a hard surface, it wouldn't matter. It would have just sat on top of all of the glass feet and been fine. But because I'm on like a fabric, basically they were obviously digging in far enough that the edge that would normally be hidden by the fact that it's in the recess was catching. So that's why I've had to reduce back down to putting these 4 in. But like I said, I've sanded these edges down. It looks like it's all scratched up at the minute, but I don't know whether I can work that so that you can see the reflection, but it is most definitely smooth and shiny, and it makes such a difference down here. I'm not joking or pulling your leg or anything when I turn around and say that the glass skates on your mouse, if you are an M&K player, glass skates on your mouse is one of the cheapest upgrades that you can do that really, really does have a sizable feel impact. That's why I use these. And yes, all of mine are these Talon Games ones. Like I said, I use universal kit on that. But the thing is, like, I use these Talon Game ones because, you know, they're cheap. Like, they're good products, and they're a good £10 cheaper, like almost 50% off almost, in comparison to their competitors, which is, what is it, Super Glide, which is like the main one. And you're looking at like 30 quid, 25, 30 quid, maybe 35 quid for a kit of them. And then you look at Talon and they're maybe 20 quid. Somewhere between like 17 and 25 quid, depending on obviously the mouse that you're using. So that's why I recommend Talon Games. Plus they also now, instead of that stupid guitar pick pry tool, they give you this thing. And I'm not joking, this little tool is just super handy to just have in your toolkit. Like, I'm not joking, like, I'll use a pair of nail clippers to trim the edge if it gets all scuffed up, but it hasn't as of yet. And it's just really, really good for exactly what it's for, you know, like just popping off feet and getting in there for something. Say I need to take a PlayStation controller away, like this will go straight in underneath that button to pop that off. So yeah. One of the best cheap upgrades that you can do as a mouse and keyboard player is glass feet on your mouse. But it does come with caveats. They are good for on cloth. Cloth is probably its best location. Really good on cloth. Decent on wood. There's nothing wrong with it being on wood. It's really smooth. If it's a smooth piece of wood, it's going to skate across it like ice, you know. But you may start tarnishing one or the other. Like this is probably going to would probably start leaving marks in wood if you started using it a lot. It'd certainly start working its way through the varnish or whatever. On plastic, these will scratch plastic, but it'll glide smooth. Don't put them on glass, because if you have a glass mouse mat and you use glass feet, all I'm saying is one of them is going to get tarnished. Whichever one's the weaker glass, the other one is going to get screwed, so don't do that. But if you have a normal, traditional sort of cloth mouse mat, and you just want something that's just going to step up your game, make things feel just that little bit tighter, make you feel like you can be a little bit more accurate, because there's next to no drag off glass feet. I'm not joking, this is not a light mouse, but it feels lighter when it's on the desk, if you get me. Same with this. They're not light, but they feel lighter on the ground. I know it's kind of weird to say, but there's just far less friction, and I feel like between these two being glass step and this being glass step, I feel like my right hand game for gaming is sorted now. And those of you that think that I'm like some minimal gamer, no, the keyboard usually gets slapped right over or in a drawer, and this is just so that I can access the other computer. This is what does most of the work. But I usually have quite a bit of space for my mouse, so I only have like a high DPI when I'm on the desktop, because it's just convenient, you know. Anyways, grab yourself some glass skates, guys. Anything that you do for moving around on top of a mouse mat, these things are going to make it just that silkier, smoother. So yeah, and shout out Talon Games. So far, absolutely nothing wrong. These are the oldest ones that I've got, and they're like 6-7 months old, and there's not a scratch on them. They don't tarnish, whereas the PTFE, the traditional plastic stuff, that tarnishes, it scratches up, that'll start slowing it down. But these glass feet, they don't. So grab yourself some glass feet, and I'll I'll see you later with that DLSS video. But yeah, see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you, bye. Like and subscribe. Thank you.